Today we're going to be taking a look at the King Arms Colt M4A1. This is another collaboration between King Arms and Cybergun. Cybergun owns the licensing rights to use the Colt trademarks and name, and obviously King Arms makes the gun with those trademarks on it. So it makes for an excellent, very authentic replica. Now, before we get started, for those of you who haven't been shopping over at PyramydAir.com, I've been doing business with them for over a year now, and let me tell you what, they have a fantastic store. They have great customer service. They have unbelievably fast shipping. They've got very accurate inventory, so you don't have to worry about this back order junk with them. And also, they carry a huge selection of pellet guns, BB guns, air rifles, and things like that. So you get the best of both worlds. You get a lot of airsoft stuff, and if you want to get yourself a nice air rifle or something, they got all that in stock too, as well as some great accessories. So check them out, PyramydAir.com. Fantastic website, great people. Like I said, I've been doing business with them for over a year now. Now here's what you're going to get with your gun. You're going to get a 300 round metal high capacity magazine, and for those of you who might be new to airsoft, we call these high caps. These are the ones that have the wheel on the bottom. You have to wind up the spring inside so it'll feed the BBs out. And this one feeds incredibly well. It's a very high quality magazine. Like I said earlier, you get the 8.4 volt nickel metal hydride 1100 milliamp hour battery. You get the dummy wall charger, and if you do not own a smart charger, I can highly recommend when you place your order with PyramydAir.com that you purchase the universal smart charger. It's going to prolong the life of your battery. You're going to get the maximum charge in the battery and take all the guesswork out of, whether your battery is fully charged, half charged, whatever. You also get a barrel wrench, which I thought was pretty cool. A lot of guns don't come with these. The front sight adjustment tool to adjust the sight up and down was metal, which I was very pleased because a lot of them just give you this plastic piece of junk. This has got a nice metal adjustment tool knurled around the top, so it's very easy to adjust. Then this was hanging on the trigger guard. I took it off during the shooting test. This is a quality control tag, and it is signed. It has the FPS and it has the gun serial number when they tested it out. And in the manual, you get a King Arms manual as well as a Cybergun manual. It is also stamped. It has a quality control stamp, meaning somebody checked to make sure everything was in the box, and it is also stamped with the serial number of the gun. So these things are checked for the accessories as well as quality control checked before it leaves the factory for function, and that way, a lot of the cheap guns, the China-made guns, they don't do any quality control. But this one, made in Hong Kong, King Arms, they're going to check it out before they put their name on it, and that way, you're not going to get a lemon when you buy a King Arms AEG. Exterior build. When I took this gun out of the box, it was just perfect. There was nothing out of place on this. It's very nicely built, got a nice finish on it. It's just under 6 pounds without the battery and the BBs. And like I said, the build quality was excellent. The exterior features of this gun, we'll start down here on the business end. You got a plastic flash hider, 14 millimeter counterclockwise threads underneath. You got a one-piece metal outer barrel, so that gives you the flexibility if you want to start customizing the front end of this gun. Front triangle sights metal. You got the sling mount right here. You can put it on either side if you want. Nylon fiber handguard. The upper and lower receiver is nylon fiber. This part of the carry handle is nylon fiber with a metal sight. It does come off to expose the rail underneath. Since this is a Cybergun licensed product, it does have the trademarks on it. And the nice thing about this is these trades are molded right into the nylon. That way they're not going to rub off like some of the painted ones after a couple uses. But it's a fantastic body. I think these are just as strong as any of the cast bodies you're going to find on other airsoft guns. The M4 style pistol grip, again nylon fiber. I'm not sure if this has the brass inserts in the bottom. We'll have to take the motor plate off here, the heat sink, to see, but I know King Arms, a lot of them have brass inserts, which is great because you don't strip out the plastic when you're working on your gun. And then, of course, it's got the adjustable law enforcement stock and a metal sling mount on the back. All right, a couple things I didn't like about this gun. I only have 2 complaints with this, actually. One, the standard M4 pistol grips, this corner is a little sharp, so if you're playing without gloves, it definitely hurts your finger. You just take a file or some sandpaper, round it off, but that's typical for this style grip. My other complaint was the delta ring on this thing. It's so stiff, I cannot pull it back with one hand. You have to get a hold of that thing. to move it. And I'm not sure if it's just this gun or what's going on in there. I haven't taken it apart to check it out, but the delta ring is extremely tight on this thing. And then a cool thing about it is there's no fuse in it. And I really, everybody said, well, you need a fuse to tell if something's going wrong. And you can kind of tell by the way your gun's performing if something's about to go wrong. If it's, starting to lock up or the motor is struggling or something. You can tell. So there's no fuse in this gun. I love that. I wish they'd stop putting fuses in airsoft guns altogether. But anyways, those are my only two complaints about this gun, and that's pretty good. Mag wobble, very minimal. Actually, it fits very good, so no complaints there. The hop-up is extremely good for a plastic hop-up chamber. King Arms always made a great hop-up. I do like the fact that the charging handle here, it's very stiff. They put a big spring in there. It's got a nice sound when you let it go, so that's really cool. But I was thoroughly impressed. For a gun that's in the $200 price range, I was 100% impressed with the exterior, the internals, as well as the shooting performance, which you'll see in the end of the video. We are out on the range. We're going to be testing the King Arms Colt M4A1. I'm going to be using 0.27 gram BioVal translucent BBs. I think they have the most perfect trajectory out of any BB on the market. I will be resting the front handguard on the sandbag. We're going to start out at 100 feet and see how she performs. I'm using the stock 8.4 volt battery that came with the gun.